Welcome back, Ragnarok Online enthusiasts. My name's Amber, and I did not think I was going to be making this video. So a while back, a couple months ago, I started a mage speedrun, and I kind of gave up on it. I just wasn't inspired to go make any more. It coincidentally, the video actually did pretty well. Um, so here we are with part two. Um, so this is my second time making this video. So, okay. I recorded myself actually playing, but I had my mic muted. So now I'm watching my gameplay and commentating over it. So it's not kind of in real time. The next part I'll make sure is in real time. But to recap, I would say in my last mage speedrun, I started off with a low level mage. I released a video called The Returning a Newbie Player Guide, where I started out with a brand new novice and I did all the beginning area stuff and I job changed to mage. So that's kind of like the part 0. And then I made a part 1 of a mage speedrun where I went around, killed mandragoras, went to hydras, I think. Listen, just ignore the last 20 minutes of that part 1. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was doing. But honestly, like straight up, I think back in the day in like 2003, like leveling a mage was so difficult that you kind of just had to fight stationary monsters regardless of if they were strong or weak to like whatever you were doing. So I started to learn lightning bolt, but I realized that that strat was just not gonna be fruitful. So as you can see, we are in ant hell. I actually looked around in the forums and I got a couple of really good suggestions, and starting off at ant hell was a really good spot. As you can see, like I'm casting level 6 firebolt and they're getting one shot. The per minute experience here is really good. If you can get the VIP package, you have to like buy like warp portal points and transfer them to Kafra points, and you can spend them in the cash shop and you can get the VIP package. It gives you insane buffs, which is what you can see on the very right hand of my screen, and oh my god, does it help. Like listen, it's like $2.50 USD for 10 days of VIP. Like honestly, just do it because it's already enough of a grind, you know. Don't make yourself work harder than you need to. But we're in ant hell. It's great because these ants are not aggressive. I kill them in one shot so they can't link. I think if one ant attacks you, then they'll all kind of come after you, so that's great. And they are looters. So as you can see, they're looting what drops, so it kind of keeps attracting them, and it's kind of like a never-ending stream of ants, and then you just teleport. It's such a good experience. It's one thing that's really stuck is people leveling off of the ant eggs. Who back in the day people used to camp the ant eggs with their low-level jobs, and Jesus, it was such slow experience. But like when you didn't have money for potions, when you had bad gear, sometimes killing those eggs were all you could do. It was slow, but you know, you weren't spending money and you could just keep going at it. Uh, Eventually, alchemists kind of came in and they were AFK leveling with their homunculus off of the eggs. I've done it. It's a great experience for your homunculus because it just continuously kills the eggs. The eggs continuously spawn. It's great. But they effed the homunculus for like the 10th time. So people don't do that anymore. But amazingly, when I first came to Ant Hell, there were people camping eggs at the beginning. Stop. Stop. Come on. With the Eden Group gear, even without the buffs from VIP, with the Eden Group gear, you are strong enough to just go kill regular monsters. I don't know what you're doing that you need to stand there and camp and kill the eggs. It is not that serious. Anyway, we're level 27, job level 28. God, I can't remember what I was even doing. I just filmed this like a couple days ago. When's the next Eden Group quest? I think soon. I don't spend too much time here. So the plan is after Hell, we're going to kill wolves. Before renewal, the flora were low level. They're immobile monsters that are weak to fire. They were low level and great for mages. But after renewal, they're like level 60 now. So we will eventually go to flora. Not anytime soon. Again, even if you don't have the VIP buffs, as long as you do the Eden Group quests, you will be geared enough. You can come to Ant Hell and just destroy everything. And then if you go through the tutorial in the beginning, you get tons of freebie items. So just to kind of reiterate, in case you forgot, in case you're new and you're starting off here for some reason, with these little speed runs, it's not a speed run, this is just me going as quickly as I can. With these little speed runs I'm doing, I'm making brand new characters with no assistance from my other characters, not using anything in my storage, just only what is given to me when starting the character. So if you go through the tutorial area, you get a buttload of free stuff. When you join the Eden Group and you do those quests, you get a buttload of gear and all kinds of stuff. The Eden Group gear is great until level 99. And I've talked about this in other videos, but once you surpass level 99, kind of the only thing you're going to be able to do is just buy stuff from the cash shop to sell, to buy actual gear. You're not going to have a good time past level 99 leveling in this game with Eden Group gear. You can't do it. So I mentioned in another video, this right now Ragnarok is just a really fun way to relive your childhood and to kind of just re-experience those feel-good moments as a kid when you were playing Ragnarok. Mage is definitely one of the harder jobs. You are so squishy. So squishy. Like, you crumble like a crouton. What can I say? The stats, though, are super simple. It's just like you're just pumping some into dexterity for a quicker cast time, and then the rest goes into intelligence. It's just so simple. With this character, I'm going to change into a sage. I would not recommend a sage, personally. I haven't dabbled with the third job class of sage. Not even really the transcendent sage so much. They were just really never good in my opinion. I mean, it's like if you're gonna make a mage, just make a wizard. Like, wizards are OP. Wizards always got parties. They had such good mob control. Like, why wouldn't you just get a wizard? But sage is the one job class that I don't have. So that's what I'm gonna go for. I have a video called Ragnarok Stories, Lord of Death Abuse. And in that video I talk about how back in the day the main use for sages was for their skill Abracadabra. And through this exploit that people figured out, they could use that skill in order to summon the MVP Lord of Death and farm him for days, if not weeks, if not months, nonstop. Goddamn, that was when Ragnarok was in its prime, wasn't it? Ooh. And I can talk about this here, but I have another little series planned that I'm making where I'm going to do like Ragnarok City spotlights. There's so many forgotten areas in this game. And one of my favorite areas was the Christmas City Looty, or Looty. I just like kind of like realized since I've been teaching English that where I'm from in America, we pronounce T's as D's in a lot of words. So L-U-T-I-E, Looty. I would just say Looty. Looty. I love that city. It's such a little city. So you have to go to Aldebaran, and then to the top right, you talk to Santa, and he'll take you there. And there's really not much to do there, but I don't know. For some reason, me and my friends kind of always were just hanging out there. There's a lot. It's so cozy. I don't want to say too much. Like, go watch this video that I'm going to make, but like, yeah, the vibe of the city is so cozy. Like, back in the prime of Ragnarok Online, there are so many people playing that people would just hang out. So there's so many people in Pantera and all that, you would just kind of find random places to go. And one of those random places was Looty. The main draw of Looty was the dungeon, the Toy Factory. So people would just kind of chill outside, you know, wait for parties, etc. And then we would go hunt in Toy Factory. Toy Factory was a solid place to level, like when you're trying to get from like, I don't know, like job level 40 to 50. Really good. But I'm gonna do Looty, maybe Niflheim, Hawaii. Yeah, not Hawaii, Hawaii. So if you've never heard of Hawaii, yeah, it's such a random place. It looks like I hit level 30, so I'm going back to the Eden group, and I'm gonna do the next equipment quest. I think I could have went at level 26, but like the experience at AHL was really good, so I kind of just rode that out a bit more, so that after the Eden equipment quest, I can go right to wolves. And yes, conquer the ghost cave. So we're going to Payon. It gets a little rough for an acolyte or a swordsman. Payon Cave is easy peasy, but for a squishy mage with no defense, yikes. So I have a little bit of a hard time, but you know, no worries, it's all good. 10:30 at night here in Japan, and I'm downing a coffee. It's alright, I'm off the next 2 days. You know, yeah, I'm just like thinking of random things to talk about since I'm just watching this now, but I actually have been also throwing around the idea of trying out different private servers and making like a series of it, of trying different privates. I'm teleporting around trying to quickly get there, and I was just making it more complicated for myself. But I want to try out different private servers, see what they have to offer, see how I like it, see if I like the vibe, if it has like a good player base, and just kind of give my own opinion on it. I even had like a private server message me on Instagram like, hey, you should play our server, so I think I will. I really just, my main thing about not liking private servers, it just feels so messy. And like, listen, like I know iRO is not much better, but it's just private servers, they have everything in like one tiny little area, and it makes everywhere else in the game irrelevant. And obviously with a declining player base, that's just the reality of it. A quick note for people who are new, need to earn money. In my swordsman speedrun, I was here doing the Eden Group equipment quest, and there was someone at the entrance to the cave, and they were buying red herbs. It was like for something crazy, like 2K a piece. And there's tons of red plants in this cave. So if I could give anyone advice, please, please, please look out for those buy shops. Mainly Prontera. The shops have a different icon. It's like some change or something. And see what people want to buy. And it might be something that's out of your way, but they're offering so much for it that it might be worth your time to go get it. Ooh, look at this kid in his succubus. He's a little young. Oh. Should go grow up, boy, before you bring out a succubus. But yeah, like my Sword of speedrun, I actually made like a really good chunk of change from selling red herbs to buy shops. Later, I'll do that with strawberries. See what I mean? Like, the only thing that will stop your cast from being interrupted, that's like seemingly easy to get, but still not really, is a Fen card. And it's, oh my god, and it stops cast from being interrupted. Because if anything hits you, you'll stop casting, and then it'll keep hitting you, and then you essentially just have to run away. You can't stick around. Oh, see, again, like, and then the bats are aggressive, so that doesn't help either. Another thing that really sucks about mages is it's not a solo job. Like, straight up. If you're gonna make a mage, you better have someone to play with that's like playing a tank or a healer. Jesus. There's so many. Like, sure, right now I'm doing fine. But once you get to, like, once you job change and you have to fight harder things, like, it's, and like, it's hard. Because, like, the idea of mages is to, like, mob, and get the experience from, like, a whole mob of things. But you can't do that because you need someone to tank. Now I have to go kill Paporings, which Paporings were kicking my butt a little bit. See, all these items I have here, like, I forgot that I had those buffs. All those items were from the, like, little, like, tutorial at the beginning and from the Eden group and all that kind of stuff. So, absolutely do that. It helps you a lot in the beginning. Yeah, like, sages, they have a lot of really bizarre spells. The best I can describe them is, like, supportive offensive magic. People use this one skill called Quagmire, I believe, a lot. It was a big square of green bubbles, and it kind of slowed enemies down. And right now this game is so fast paced, where, like, a skill like that isn't really helpful. But oh, that reminds me, because I just saw that guy. Oh my god, run! Really? Every time. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I do this? At least I think I use the dungeon warper to warp to Pound Cave, because you can actually warp there. But if you go to Prontera, you go to the very, very upper left-hand corner by the right outside the Knights guild, where you job change to Knight. There are like mercenary NPCs, and they will sell you mercenaries. They're expensive. They're very expensive. But in a game where it's really hard to find a party, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. As you level up, it allows you to buy higher level mercenaries. They're not OP, like, at all. It's just, it literally is just like a little extra help. If you watched right there, I showed you how to use the dungeon warper. But, you can buy mercenary potions. I think you can buy mercenary buffs, too. Oh, jeez. Come on. Freaking pouring. And then the bat. Telly. Oh my god. I can't believe I did that a second time. Oh my god. I was rewatching my first mage speedrun part. It was great. I was like level 12. And there was like a creamy in like the main Prontera field, and I was like, oh, I wonder if I could kill this. And I try, and then it just annihilates me. It's like, oh, right, maybe I should just not do that. Also, if you're looking for something very specific that you cannot buy from a shop, so you cannot sell anything over 1 billion zenny in a shop. To be honest, they should change that. People put up chats in the Eden group for buying and selling things that are really expensive. There's a hat that I want for my ranger, and it's 1.5 billion zenny. And it's like, I don't want to put a chat up and just wait for someone. And the forums are dead. No one's on there. A few people. But damn. What why can't we up the amount of what we're allowed to sell in our shops? Why is it limited at 1 billion, or essentially 999 999,999,999. Why is it limited to one zenny under a billion? Like, what? I'm sorry, like, why can't we up that? Like, Gravity destroyed their own economy. Why do we have like this bizarre limit on like the max amount of money we're allowed to sell things for? I run into a problem where I just don't know things exist because they took away Ragiel. Which, if you don't know what Ragiel was, it was a website that people, like fans ran. I can't speak English today, and I teach English. This is bad. I just finished a quest, so I'm going to pick up my new gear. You talk to this guy to get supplies, and you tell him you have room. Yes, 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 give me the items. The lag is really bad. That's another thing. Playing in Japan and like on the iRO server, the lag is like horrendous. So I got an Eden Group staff. Very good. Much better than a rod. The next tier of Eden Group shoes. Next tier of Eden Group uniform. So it's pretty good. A little extra something. Here are my stats. Pumping everything into intelligence. 20 dex is enough. Everything else into intelligence. Got a couple skill points, and I think I'm gonna go for a firewall here. Firewall is really good, just to like, if you're being chased by something, you just throw down a firewall and it'll like, they can't get past it until they hit it so many times. It's really good. And now we're gonna go to the wolves. But Ragiel was run by fans. It's like they had bots running through the city of Pantera that cataloged every item being sold. And you could just go on the website and just browse everything being sold, and it was really, really good. I found all kinds of new costumes that way. I found all kinds of new gear that way. You could see the price history of things. If something's like Gravity implemented this market board, which it's pathetic excuse as a replacement. So if something's not being sold actively right now and you search in the market board for it, it's going to tell you no one's selling it. And then you're not going to know how much to sell it for. But on Ragiel, it gave you vend history. And it's like, oh, okay, well, this has been selling for like 150 mil, so I'll price mine for that. And then if someone wants to say, oh, well, I wonder if this is a good price, they look at the vend history and it's like, oh, okay, that is about the average for that item, so I'm going to get it. Or if there's like a good deal, and it's like, even if someone tried to like cheat the system and they like vended the same item for a really high price like several times, it's like you can look at the vend history and see that, oh wow, the price is like inflated really quickly. I don't think it's worth that much. But if you don't have that vend history and you see only people selling something for a really high price, it's like, well, how am I gonna know? Ugh, it's awful. It's awful. It's like Twitch right now doing everything they can to like sabotage The people that actually stream there and make them leave. Alright. Where are we headed now? Wait. Why? Why did I go to Komodo? I know why. I think I tried to go kill another immobile monster first. And I realized that the EXP just isn't good. And then I leave to go do wolves. By the way, Komodo is such an awesome place. It's just... I never had much of a reason to go there as like a newbie. But the vibe is so good. The dancer job change quest is there, which I got to do once. Essentially, job change quests are just irrelevant now, which is really sad because a lot of them are really cool. I think the most time I spent in Komodo was on a private server because they had like a gambling area, which is kind of like Komodo. Some of the buildings are kind of like themed after like casinos. They have like a casino vibe. So I checked the forum and someone suggested farming here, and at the level that I'm at, they like supposed to be good, but it takes so much to kill these monsters. The flora, and the little EXP you get is just not good enough. So after like renewal hit, the EXP rates changed. If you fight something that's too strong for you, or if you fight something that's too weak for you, they will severely gimp your experience. You want to pick up the Maneater Blossoms. People buy those like candy because they can turn them in as a quest reward and get EXP. They're essentially buying themselves levels. So loot those. You can earn money off of those. So right now, everything here is way too high level for me, and I'm not getting good experience. Like, I would get better experience at Anthell, I think. So I don't stick around here very long. I leave to go to the wolves. But we will be coming back here because this is good experience when you are within the level range. The closer you are to the monster's level, the more experience you get. In fact, you get bonus experience. Like right now, I'm probably only getting 40% of the experience because I'm like over 20 levels. I think these are like around level 60. If you're over 20 levels, like difference, it only gives you 40%. So the closer you are, the more that you get to that 100% range. And then the even more closer you start to get bonus. So you'll get like 110, 120%. So then I think like if you are at the same level or within a couple levels, you get like 150% of the EXP. So it's pretty good. But with the mage, you're a little limited on where you can go because of just how fragile you are. And these effing dudes are looters. I hate that. But I don't think this map existed back in 2003. I think this is like an Umbala map. If anyone even knows Umbala is, I don't know if there's much of a reason to go there. I don't think this was a map back in the day. This was like a new map after they added those, started adding new cities God, that's another city, like, I feel like I could talk about is Umbala. So, there's a part of Umbala where there are, like, platforms that go out and around a circle. You can step onto the platform and you can actually walk off. When you walk off the platform, you drop. You just drop so far and it kills your character. It's actually kind of fun. My friends and I like effed around there for a while. Like it's like a little like thing because like your character like it's so hard to explain. Like go do it. Go to Umbala. It's like a circular platform because it's like very like a tribal city. Like jungle kind of like think like the freaking like building from the beginning of Tarzan, the animated Disney movie. How like the couple built like that house in the tree. It's kind of like that, and all the houses are connected by bridges. So there's like a drop, and you can fall off of the edge, drop, and then like it like automatically kills your character, and you have to respawn. And normally it's really hard to get back to Umbala unless you save there. So it's a little something fun. So here we are at the wolves. So 41.1 to 46.7. So we're getting like 5.5% each. It's pretty good considering you don't have to expend too much SP to kill them. They do drop strawberries, which is really good too. And there are tons of them. Tons of them. Oh god, I feel like I have to sneeze. Oh. I feel like there used to be an MVP. Maybe it's not this map. After renewal hit, the monster placements got changed for everything. Oh, look, a fellow mage. I didn't want her to, like, follow me, so I, like, ran away. Yeah, so renewal changed monster placements for everything and, like, literally got rid of maps. The original map that wolves are on, I'm pretty sure is gone. Like, it's just gone. And I don't know why. Tell me why, like, they got rid of the High Orc map, too. Someone said that if you're VIP, you can access it. I don't know if that's true, and I don't know how. I know High Orcs spawn in the basement of Clock Tower, maybe? Damn, you know, there are so many dungeons in this game that I just haven't been to. Like, there are just places that are just really efficient for leveling. And because now the leveling is so fast compared to what it used to be, there are so many areas that are just irrelevant now. And Clock Tower is kind of one of them. I mean, I don't know that there's anyone there. You go to Aldebaran and there's really no one there. Clock Tower was a solid place for people to level back in the day. It really was. Same with Glass Time, because there's tons of different areas in Glass Time. Oh my god. I'm so tired. You gotta watch out for these stupid spiders. They're so annoying. We're 32, base level 32, job level 33. That's not bad. It's not bad. Not bad. honestly, experience is so fast now compared to what it was before. Back in the day, the fact that it took like an hour to get 1% experience at level 98 was just ridiculous. I remember when they first launched Ragnarok Transcendence. For those who don't know, it was like their attempt at like a, what would you call it? Like a pre-renewal server, I think, or a legacy server. Immediately your girl felt it. That slow experience, I was feeling it. At the same time though, it really like felt like you were raising this character. Like you had to put everything into one single character because it was so hard to level. So you became very attached to one character. Like I can just make like a million characters now and level them to 99 like nothing. I got my swordsman to like level 30 something. And I gave up. And 2 years after that server launched, shut down. And now Ragnarok launched another server not that long ago, Freya, I think, with no promotion. Literally no one knew about it. I think there was like one update on the website that the server was going to be implemented, and that's the only word we got. And I haven't checked recently. There's got to be only like 100 to 200 people playing on that server at one time, and it's like, why? Why are we trying to spread our players even thinner? Maybe use those resources to like, I don't know, fix what you have right now. Nah, you know what? We kind of just want to make a new server and not fix anything. We're gonna just we're gonna keep everything the same so that there's the same problems and it's gonna be fine. And then, you know, people are gonna like wanna like be like, ooh, like I'm the first one to kill this MVP, so they're gonna like buy lots of loot boxes and we're gonna make some money. Ha 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 ha. And then they're gonna quit because they don't want to start over, and then they're gonna go back to chaos. And it's just like a quick little money grab. Like I think I tried to play on Freya. I made an alchemist, and then I realized what they did to the homunculus, and then I quit. I actually was gonna tough it out for a while, and I quit because the requirement for alchemists to get homunculuses is stupid. It's so expensive, especially for somebody on a brand new server where massive amounts of money don't even exist. Make sure you're looting those strawberries if you're here. You need those. 30. Ooh, 99.7. Let's go. Damn. I really wish they would like, oh god, it's like not even hard to just fix like a few things in this game to improve quality of life. And it sucks because when you really, really love something, you want to support it in a official capacity, which is what I've been trying to do all this time by making videos and encouraging people to come play to garner more population, so there's more people to party with. But like, what do you do when you love something, you want to support it officially, but the people running the game don't care? And that's why I want to start a little mini series where I explore different private servers to see what they have to offer, how it runs. I have a couple friends like IRL that are kind of interested in playing on a private server. Right now, I have to figure out what's wrong with my PC. When I play official Ragnarok Online, I'm fine. It's a little laggy, but I'm fine. But as soon as I go onto any private server, no matter what where it's connected in the world, no matter where their servers are run out of, I have this thing where my game will just completely freeze and lag for 20, 30 seconds, 1 minute, and sometimes it'll stop and then go back to normal, and other times I'll get disconnected, and it makes it unplayable. So I have to figure out why that's happening. I think I plugged in an Ethernet cord and it was okay. Ooh, I found a wolf card. I think I plugged in an Ethernet cord and it was okay, but I don't know that I actually played long enough to see if that helped. Because if that's the case, then it is an issue with like my Wi-Fi dongle. I have a desktop PC and I have a Wi-Fi dongle that's also like a combo Bluetooth adapter. But I've turned the Bluetooth function on my computer off and it still hasn't helped anything. So, I don't know. Oh, big wolf. Telly, it's a big wolf. Telly. Thank you. Telly again, spiders. Damn. A random story I just thought of. I knew somebody that played way back, like I'm talking 2003, 2004. I don't know if they were a kid or if they were in college or something and they couldn't afford to pay, because this was like, you did have to pay like, what was it, like $8 or $12 a month to play, and they couldn't afford to keep paying to play, so they kept making trial accounts. You could make like a 2-week trial account, and they made an acolyte every time, and they would just spend 2 weeks leveling an acolyte, and then their trial would run out, and then they would make a new character. And I never understood. This guy was perma acolyte like all the time, and he would just chill outside Islud. That was like me and my gang's like little spot. It was right outside Islud City on that little hill. There's like a little gazebo there, and we would hang out there. And he would just sit there being an acolyte forever and always. Oh my god. It was so nice. Every guild back then had its own little spot. And I think a bunch of people that I knew were in a guild. I believe it was called Lethal Death. And the leader's name was Stook. S-T-O-O-K. Stook. He was like a blacksmith, I think. But they were all into War of Imperium, which I did not vibe with. I just don't derive joy from PvP functions and MMOs. love playing League of Legends and killing people there, but in like MMOs where the main focus isn't PvP, I'm not interested. Also, you have to have another whole entire set of gear for PvP. And it's like, I could barely afford to gear one single character, let alone buy another set for PvP. Because if you didn't, you're just gonna die. But there is a lot of incentive to join a guild and to do War of Imperium, because you would get like a guild dungeon assigned to you, and there were strong monsters there. They dropped special items and they sold for a lot, and it was like an incredible place to level. I've participated maybe 2 or 3 times, and I just didn't care for it. And I don't know what the incentive is for War of Imperium anymore, other than bragging rights and to have your guild's emblem displayed on a little flag in Frontier or whatever. Hold on, let me mix my coffee. I remember though wandering around like maps outside cities and encountering the maps that have the War of Imperium like castles. And there's no monsters on these castles. They're very big. There's never anyone there, and they're a little confusing, and I was forever getting lost. Before the dungeon warper, in order to get to Orc Dungeon, you had to walk there. To get there, you had to walk through the map with all of the Geffen castles on it. I distinctly remember like always walking through there. And then that's also how you would get to High Orcs too. But I don't know, anyone who actively plays the official iRO server, and if you do War of Imperium, like what is the purpose of it now? Like what incentive is there to do it? Because maybe I could get into it now. I could potentially afford some gear, even though I'm still trying to gear up my character. And there's a 1.5 billion Zenny hat that I want. You know what? I just thought of another video idea. I want to do like maybe like a tier list of the music. If there's like one thing I will always remember this game for, it's the music. Like, they did not have to go that hard. They did not. But they did. Like, the music in this game is so good. So good. So I thought it would be a cute idea to do a tier list of the music. I don't know how I would do that. I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen. Another video idea is to talk about the OG hats that we slaved for. Back before all of this cash shop nonsense. The only way to customize your character was through normal headgear. Before there was like costume gear and crap like that. You just got regular hats. And there was a lot of grinding. because it actually like was kind of hard to kill these things. Like it wasn't just like a one hit, you know, knockout. I remember hunting for the kitty band. I think Smokies, the raccoons, dropped them. And like this stuff has like the same drop rate as cards. 0.01. Something like that. And then you could upgrade the kitty band to a raccoon hat. But you had to have like an obscene amount of items. Like 100 sea otter fur, something like that. And then there's like the orc hero helm, which you needed like 1,000 orcish vouchers for, which dropped from like orcs. Imagine killing 1,000 orcs and physically picking up that item. Like if we had an auto loot function like private servers do, like it would be a bit easier. The fact that you gotta go and like physically pick all those items up, nah. It's okay. Oops, I'm almost done here. I think I stay here until I hit level 40 and then I peace out. And then potentially next video we'll go back to Flora and see how that works. But yeah. Mage. This is time consuming. It's time consuming as hell. Someone commented on my one video about like complaining about leveling my ranger. They're like, oh, but you got like 6% in like 2 minutes. You could level in 20 minutes. It's like, yeah, but it should be a whole lot easier than that. With how EXP is now, a lot of people like played this game like a long time ago and so much has changed. The EXP rate right now is astronomically high. So I should have been getting way more experience, but the problem is it was that I wasn't one-shotting everything. If I was one-shotting everything, it would have been much easier. But I still was getting decent experience and I did level up. I could finally equip my bow that I bought. Problem is that week the monsters were actually quite easy. They were easy, low HP. And now I can't kill anything. I do like a quarter damage to some of the monsters, so I literally can't level my ranger this week. So yeah, last week I was getting 6% EXP in 2 minutes, but now I'm getting none. I'm getting none. So here I'm showing you how to sell the strawberries. You go to buy, you type in strawberry, hit partial search, and search, and there you go. They're buying strawberries for 2K. So you double click, you open the shop, you drag your strawberries over, okay, you get 44K. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But that is today's run with my mage. I know that was like a lot of me talking. Like I said, I did a voiceover, so I wasn't like actively involved. So I was running my mouth. I was yapping. So I'll continue this again in another video where we're going to start off at level 40, drop level 38. We're very close. We got 12 more levels. We'll see.